I always used to reply straight away to any text my girlfriend used to give me, and I guess it was good manners to reply to texts on time. Then one day, I was 30 seconds late replying to one of her texts, and I can tell she was annoyed but trying to hide it. I've never been 30 seconds late replying to my girlfriend's text before. It was strange and felt like I was in some new world after not replying straight away. Then my girlfriend started tickling me with a sharp knife whenever she saw me. I just went along with it. The knife was the knife which killed my mother. Then another time, I was now a minute late replying to my girlfriend's text and I was petrified. I've never been this late before replying to my girlfriend's text, and I was petrified. I had no idea what to say to her, and I don't know why I was late replying to a text. My girlfriend had a friend who starved to death waiting for her boyfriend to reply to her. Now, my girlfriend might think I'm trying to starve her. I hope not. Then, whenever my girlfriend came to see me, she would start to tickle me with a chainsaw. The very chainsaw which decapitated my father. I asked my girlfriend where she got such weapons to tickle me with, and with the look on her face, I finally knew that it was her that murdered my parents. The killer left photos of the weapons which killed my parents at the scene of the crime. Nobody knew where they were, and now I knew. It was my girlfriend. My girlfriend had told me, everything is pointless in the end, and that makes anyone that I had murdered pointless, because when everything perishes, it will be like we were never born in the first place. So in a sense, I never really murdered your parents, because it never really happened. Then when she said that, it oddly made sense, and I felt happy that nothing matters, not even murder. Nothing ever happens, and that means nothing bad has happened to my parents. Then, when I was 2 minutes late replying to my girlfriend's text, my girlfriend started tickling with human tongues. It was Christmas Eve 2020. I was out running Lyft for a few hours before heading to my mum's with my new baby and wife. Nothing special going on for the night, just the usual. I get a ride request. It was a pickup from this kind of lower income apartment complex, no big deal. I arrive and I find my passenger. He has all his belongings, several boxes of his stuff. Now, my car is a 2006 Chevy Impala, so it's not too big. We get all his stuff loaded up, barely, and we're on our way. During the ride, he's crying, saying his girlfriend was cheating on him, and he'd walked in on them earlier that night. He couldn't stay there because it was her name on the lease, so I was taken to a hotel. Now, in my city, we have a street that is well known for having vices, hookers, drugs, gangs, weapons, and shady motels, the works. We get to the motel. He asked me to wait for him to check in and get his key. No problem, man, I say. I'll confess, I break the rules a little when it comes to Lyft. I have a gun, hidden in a concealed holster, secured to the underside of my driver's seat for protection. Reason being, driving Lyft and other contract apps, I've had knives and guns pulled on me, as well as people who tried to fight me, rob me, and all kinds of other things. But, like I said, another time. This motel was on that street I mentioned before. Homeless people were everywhere. There was a dude on the far corner of the complex that still had a needle in his arm, passed out against a building. And I'm a big fan of true crime and horror narration, so I'm on edge. He gets his key, the whole motel is ground level, so to help the guy out, I drive to his door. As I mentioned before, he had a lot of stuff, so I started to help him unload it. While on my second trip getting stuff, I saw a guy come out of a room just to the south of my car, followed by two ladies. They came up to the room I was next to, not my passenger. One of the ladies pounded on the door, then opened it. That's when I saw in the guy raise a fucking shotgun up out of his long coat and storm into the room. The two ladies followed his, slamming the door behind them. Following that, I heard a lot of yelling and shouting. I was just waiting for shots to ring out. Out of nowhere, my passenger came up behind me. "I can take this, man. Go ahead and take off. Have a Merry Christmas." And he gave me a cash tip. I didn't even notice he took the boxes out of my hands or slid a $5 bill in my pocket. I was frozen. I knew what may have been going on in that room. I had to leave, or at least get to where I could get my gun. I know the guy and both ladies saw me, and I know they knew I saw the gun. I had to get out of there. You know, no witnesses. I got in my car and sped away quickly. I got a block or so away and called the cops. I gave them every detail. After I got off the phone with the police, I signed out a lift. I hadn't made much money, but I was done. I got a call later that night. The cops investigated. They never found the gunman or the woman. They never answered the door I saw them come out of. And the occupants of the room they went into said nothing had happened and that I was full of shit. Well, I know what I saw. I'm a 21-year-old male. It was July 4th, 2019. I live in Kansas, in the USA. At the time, I worked as a corrections officer at a maximum security prison on the night shift. The cell house I was in charge of the maximum general population, 1 man to a cell. This is where murderers, rapists, and overall the worst of society were housed. Before work, I was doing the typical American 4th of July thing. Grilling, blowing up fireworks, had a beer or two, having a great time with my now wife and family. My wife kept telling me I needed to just call in sick and take the day without pay. I said no, because we were a little behind on bills. I really wish I'd listened to it now. As the night went on, it came time for us to leave my mum's and for me to go home and get ready for work. I took my wife home and dropped her off, got ready and left for work. My wife's car was broken down, so she was stuck at home for the night. As I drove to work, which was about an hour drive away, I watched the fireworks going off all around. It was sad. I'd never had to do work on the 4th before. After I got to work and got all my equipment, I got into my cell house. Business as usual. Inmates were showered and locked up. I got my night cleaning crew out so they could clean the rest of the cell house and met up with my partner for the night in the officer station to get our briefing from the last shift. Fast forward an hour into my shift. So it's right now around 12:30 AM. Another officer came to the cell house, so now there's 3 of us. This happened often on night shift, as there was nothing to do except rounds every half hour or so. Out of nowhere, we hear an inmate laughing like a witch, like a cackle. That was strange, but nothing to be alarmed with. Drugs were a bad problem in this facility. Still is, as far as I know. Eventually, after a few more cackles, I decided to go see who was making the sound, in case they were high. I walked through and checked all 200 inmates. Nothing. There were a small few that were even awake, so I brushed it off and just went back to my office. My partner and the other officer were asking if there was anyone that needed their cell searched. I couldn't think of anyone in particular I suspected of having anything, so I went and checked all the cells again to see if I could get a whiff of smoke or see something. As I was walking on the 2nd story cell, I found an inmate that was acting weird. He was in his bed facing the wall, talking. This was also common, as there were a lot of inmates with minor mental issues. I figured he was high, because he turned and looked at me and told me to fuck off. I was going to leave him alone, but the disrespect made me change my mind. Time is now 12:40 AM, July 5th. I walked back to the office and tell the other 2 officers which cell he was in, and I wanted him searched. Cell 218. So now the cell house is laid out there in 100 cells per level. From the officer station, you can see the north side, 1st and 2nd floor. But you can't see the south side unless you walk the 50 feet over to it. Picture the movie Shawshank Redemption type cell house, except instead of being able to look through the C cells across, you just see a wall. The cells are literally back to back. As the officers go to pull him out of his cell to search it, I went to the ground floor and was watching from below. Reason why? I wanted to get the inmate on the ground level and not the 2nd floor. All that was there for protection from going over the edge was a handrail. I noticed the inmate was taking forever to get out of his cell. He came out in shorts and a do-rag, which is weird because he wasn't fully clothed, didn't even put sandals on, just shorts and a do-rag. yet it took 5 minutes to get out. That made me nervous. The inmate was a 6 foot tall, 250-pound muscle-bound dude. Definitely had size on us. So from the ground I holler at him, tell him to come down to the ground and that he could use the phone or check his email or commissary. He declined my offer, which never happens. I knew something was up. He was watching them search his cell from the control panel box. This was alarming. They were in a cell, I was on the ground. He could have easily ambushed them. He could have made it to them before I could get up the stairs. So to try to keep them safe, I went upstairs to the inmate. He was standing in the corner, away against the handrails at the top of the stairs. He knew I was the OIC, officer in charge of that cell house, and he knew that I was the one that saw him taken to himself. He asked me why I was having his cell searched. I lied. I said, "It's nothing personal, man. I have a quote to fill for cell searched at night, and you were awake, so I chose you to have you searched. It'll just take a second." He wasn't easy. He was pacing. Something wasn't right. Then I saw it. He had turned just right, and I saw in his do-rag the Samsung logo reflecting the cell house light. Shit. I knew there was going to be a problem as soon as I saw it. He had a cell phone. I called over the radio for 2 additional officers to come to me. The inmate didn't seem to notice I made the call. My supervisors responded, saying 2 of them were on the way. Side note, at this time only segregation officers have protective vests, so out of the 5 of us that were now there, only 1 had a vest. I was not that one. The officers were, names changed. South had a vest, McCormick, Collins, Sheffield and me. Time is now 12:58. As soon as South and McCormick got up to me, I told the inmate to turn around and cuff up. South and McCormick were on inmate's right side. I was in front of him. "Why?" he angrily asked me. I refused to give him a reason at first. After a few minutes, I had enough. I told him, "Look man, I can see the cell phone in your do-rag. You know you're not supposed to have that." The inmate then gets a defeated look on his face, but fire in his eyes. His body relaxes, and he slowly reaches up to retrieve the phone. But does he pull out a phone? No. He pulls out a 6-inch, sharpened metal rod with ripped fabric wrapped around the bottom as a handle. Everything froze for me. I knew I was going to die. Everything starts moving again. I now have an inmate twice my size charging me, thrusting quickly and repeatedly towards me. "Oh shit," was all I managed to yell. I immediately went into defensive mode, trying to grab his arm and disarm him. His wrist kept slipping. I couldn't keep a hold of it, but at least I managed to block his attempts to my lower abdomen. Suddenly he aimed high and went for my chest. I felt it make contact. I'd just been stabbed in the right part of my chest. "Spray him!" I yelled at the top of my lungs. McCormick was already working on spraying the MK9 OC spray. For my military readers, you know what I mean. For others, MK9 comes as a pressured spray bottle, about 20 fluid ounces. You can buy it at camping stores in the USA. It's called bear spray. It's the stuff that you spray in berets' eyes so they can get away. South had come up behind the inmate and grabbed him around his chest and pulled him backwards, right as McCormick sprayed. I didn't realise at the time, but the spray hit me, the inmate and South, as well as everyone near us. I was able to turn and run. I ran around the stair railing, past the panel box, and out onto the run of cells on the 2nd story. I ran past a few cells and turned around to see he wasn't chasing me, but South was wrestling him to the ground while gagging on the OC, as was I and McCormick. Sheffield, having heard the commotion, came running out of his cell, saw what was happening and ran in to help. The inmate grabbed South by the vest and tried to throw him over the end of the landing, but South dropped to his knees before he went over. I grabbed my shoulder mic and screamed into it, "Level A response to Charlie 2, now!" Dispatch said something back, but I didn't hear it. I started to charge back to help save South. Before I could get away from the cell, I was in front of Collins, grabbed me from behind and told me not to go. Due to the layout of the runs, I didn't see, but Sheffield grabbed the inmate from behind and body slammed him on his face and began cuffing him. Sheffield got covered in OC as well, due to the inmate being covered in it. As soon as Collins let me go, I stood still and watched. Up the stairs came 4 more officers, the captain and a lieutenant. The lieutenant came and asked me what happened. I started to explain, but he cut me off after he saw blood coming out of my left arm. After taking me out the cell house, he made me lift my shirt because he saw the blood. He examined all my wounds. He had me remove my equipment and hold paper towels to my arm. I was rushed to the ER. I was able to grab my phone out of my rental car. I had totaled my car a few weeks prior, hitting a deer. I called my wife and told her what happened. She called my parents and siblings. Luckily, my injuries weren't too bad. I was stabbed 4 times, once on my left arm and just below the elbow. That was through and through. Blade went in one side and out the other. Twice in the top of my left hand. And the other one that hit my chest went in the skin and hit one of my ribs, keeping it out of my lungs. Out of 37 plunges, I think it's safe to say I'm lucky to be here writing this story. I didn't sleep for 2 days following the events. I still have nightmares almost daily. I'm always paranoid. I openly carry a gun now. After my attack, I was forced to resign for safety reasons. Everyone statewide that works in max prisons now has vests. None of the people from there talk to me anymore. I feel abandoned. I have one guy from that facility that I still see. My sergeant, who wasn't there that night. Court is coming soon to add 3 more attempted murders on the guy. Turns out he was a shot caller for the Crips gang. If you readers would like to see the wounds, let me know in the comments. It's from the day after the attack, after they scabbed up. I'll post them, except for the one on my chest. Stay safe, everyone. If any law enforcement guys read this, watch your 6. Never be afraid to have backup. And to the fucker that stabbed me, I hope for your sake that we never meet again, aside from court. Because I have a hollow point with your name scratched into it. So, back in March, I was at work, doing what I needed to do. On the ground floor was a daytime only homeless shelter, and on the top was a government homeless outreach office. This is who my contract was through, but I had to keep the entire building secure, even though the shelter was a different organisation. The government office was the mental health branch, so it wasn't uncommon for crazy people to, well, act crazy. This particular day, an individual came up to pick up his medication. The man took the medication, walked over to the couch that sits in the office. The place is laid out like a doctor's office, and I was posted in the lobby. After sitting down, the guy starts digging through his backpack and pulls out a bag full of white pills. This instantly catches my attention. He grabs his pocket knife, doesn't open the blade, and smashed 3 or 4 pills, uses his hands to make the dust into 3 lines, and snorts it all up. What remained he swept and flung off the table. This is now considered to be acting hostile and potentially illegal, so I walk over and start trying to ask the man to leave. He keeps telling me I gotta take my meds. I inform him he needs to leave some more. Then he says out loud without looking at me, "You know, I got a suppressed 9mm in my bag that'll make you and that bitch, the receptionist, shut up." Alarm bells start ringing. I know I have a potentially active shooter scenario on my hands, and I'm an unarmed officer. I calmly walk backwards to the receptionist and whisper to her to get the other client up, call 911 and go lock herself in the exam room and do not open the door. She does this as well as informs the other caseworkers of the situation, and they all lock and barricade the doors. There were cameras in the lobby, so this was all recorded and turned over to the police. After many other attempts to get the man leave and informing him that the police were called en route. He gets up, gets in my face and tells me quietly, "I'm coming back for you one day." Then he storms out. The police arrive 5 minutes later. They examine the footage, put out an APB on the man, and take samples of the powder left on the table. A few days later, I'm informed that the man was found with no guns and no drugs, and the powder turned out to be antipsychotic medication. He'd allegedly lost the bottle they came in. Nothing had happened, but still, as a 19-year-old unarmed security guard, that scared the shit out of me. For those curious, I still work for the same company. I now work 3rd shift in a completely different location. So the crazy homeless dude that threatened me with a silenced 9mm, let's not meet again. And I hope you aren't still thinking about seeing me again. I'm a 5'7", white, 21-year-old male, living in the Midwest of the USA. I currently live in the biggest city in my state. Now, to add some detail that will help you understand why this rattled me a bit. Less than 2 months ago, I was working at my former job. I was attacked and left with scars and a mild form of PTSD. I don't like admitting I have it, but why hide something that's true? I've come to terms with it. Some of the things that come with PTSD are nightmares, paranoia, and slight insomnia. Ever since I was attacked, I resigned my post from the place I worked, and now I'm trying to get into my local police academy. It takes a while to get fully accepted into the academy, so I took up driving for Lyft in the meantime. Well, my insomnia wasn't letting me fall asleep, so I figured I'd sign on for a few hours, make some cash. I completed 2 rides and decided to go downtown where all the bars are. Yeah, it's a Monday night, but around here the bars are still open at 2 AM, and there are still people that drink until the bar closes and need a ride home. So I was camped out, waiting on a ride request because it was almost closing time for the bars. Where I was camped out was an empty parking lot near the bars. Where I parked near, there was a little island in front of my car, had a couple bushed, and a pretty big tree, no big deal. After waiting and listening to narrated Let's Not Meet stories on YouTube, I noticed a car pull into the parking lot that I was in. No big deal, people pass through all the time. Due to my paranoia and my experience in law enforcement, I did notice some things about the car. The windows were super tinted, almost blackout. He passed by my car and turns right, back out onto the main drag. A few minutes go by and the same black satin car with blackout tinted comes in from a different entrance, from a different direction he had left in the last time I saw him. This time he drives by in front of my car, with only the island separating us. Except, instead of going at a normal speed, like when he entered, he slowly crept past my car. My car was off, and my seat reclined while I waited. I don't know if he saw me. I could barely see that it was the same car over my steering wheel. By now, red flags are going up in my mind. My anxiety and paranoia are telling me to leave. But I'm kind of strapped for cash and I really need the money. The car sits for a few seconds, completely stopped, and then leaves. I hoped that would be the last time I saw him, but sadly it wasn't. A few more minutes go by, and the car was coming back in the parking lot, except this time, he was on my side of the island. I carefully watched him in my mirrors, and the freakiest part happens. He stops right behind my car. When I saw this, I quickly sat my seat up and rolled down my windows, just to show that someone was in the car. My mind kept telling me I was about to be robbed, or worse. I'm a rather short guy, but I've got some muscle. But still, I'm no match for a gun, a knife, or multiple people all on me at once. As soon as my window rolled down, the car darted like its ass was on fire. I'd had it with the last time. I quickly moved my car to a different area of the parking lot with a better view and an easy escape route. I was only in the new spot for a moment when I finally got a ride request, so I never got to see if that car ever came back. I couldn't remember a plate, and I didn't see anyone inside due to the tinting of the car. After I completed that ride, I signed out and quickly came home, calling it a night. I have no idea what the people's intentions were for my car. It's not even a really nice car. It's a white 2006 Chevy Impala. Nothing special. There are hundreds of them in my city. P.S. I'll post the details of my attack soon, and I'll leave a link to it in this story when I legally can. All I can say is I was a corrections officer at maximum security prison when it happened. Stay safe everyone, and always be observant of your surroundings.